Hi, friends. Today's episode is going to be our best of 2024. So think best hotel, best flight, favorite destination, favorite credit card, and so on. So happy New Year and listen in. Hi, I'm Rhea.
And I'm Dwayne.
And we are your hosts of the Travel Party of Five podcast, where we share how we travel as a family of five around the world.
We will also share how we use points and miles to travel as affordably as possible and sometimes even completely free.
So if you're wanting to travel more with your family, but you're not sure how, we'd love for you to listen in.
So welcome to our podcast, where we hope you learn a thing or two to get you closer to your next trip.
Hi, friends. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Travel Party of Five podcast. Clocking in for another year around the sun.
Yes.
So we are going to cover in today's episode our best of 2024. And we're a couple weeks into January, so hopefully people are not sick of 2024 yet. And so we're going to do things like best hotel we stayed at, best card we think we opened, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dwayne isn't super prepped for this episode. I don't think he's had much time to think about it, so.
I'm never prepped for any episode.
That's also fair. Okay, so let's jump in. I'm going to ask you first. So what do you think your best hotel of 2024 was that we stayed in? And I think let's separate it from trips that you and I went on without the kids, and then also do a family one. So do like a couples hotel and a family hotel.
Definitely couples hotel was the Kempton Seafire in the Grand Cayman.
Yes. That was
just
mine too.
just a beautiful property, wonderful service. Great location. It was our first time there, so that might play a role in that, but it was beautiful.
The service was unlike anything that we've ever had at any Hyatt. And so it's funny because we have predominantly stayed at Hyatts this year, or last year,
yes.
rather. Well, and this year too, we will, but yet our favorite hotel was an IHG property.
Yes. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was my favorite too for couples. What would you say for families? Did I tell you mine already or no?
Your family?
Yeah, did I tell you mine? Don't say it if I did.
No.
Okay, good. I want to see if we'll say the same thing.
I have probably two top ones.
Okay.
Would be the Park Hyatt Aviara and the Grand Hyatt in Kauai.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mine was the Park Hyatt Aviara also for families. That was a surprise to me, actually.
Yeah, because typically the Park Hyatts are known to be, the top end.
And this
hotels.
one is top end.
It was that. Again, that was also a beautiful property, and the service there was pretty good too.
It was, yeah. I think.
That was probably second on my list in 2024. Kempton and then the Park Hyatt.
So tell what you loved about the Grand Hyatt Kauai. By the way, we have episodes on all of these trips and vacations with a lot more depth, so we won't go super in depth here. If you want to listen, you can go back and find them.
The Grand Hyatt Kauai, it was just perfect for families. It was a huge property, huge pool.
Yep.
A separate beachy area. What was it?
You mean like the lagoon?
Oh yeah, the lagoon. There was a beach, but the waves were too.
Yeah, the beach is not swimmable there.
It's swimmable if you're...
Maybe if you're an adult.
Yes, and an expert swimmer. There were so many people surfing and boogie boarding.
The flags were red almost every day we were there, so I wouldn't take your kids in there because the currents are super strong. But they built this lagoon area right behind the beach to kind of make up for the fact that you can't swim in the beach and it has sand and stuff. So... mine was the Park Hyatt Aviara. I liked the Grand Hyatt Kauai too, but the Aviara was a surprise to me because I didn't expect it to be so family friendly, I think. And there was a ton of families and a ton of kids.
Families.
And so that was my best family one.
In a great location. They had a great pool.
Yep, they have a few water slides, really good service. They do turn down service, which was extra fun for the kids. So, they like set out your slippers and they'll bring you little chocolates, and that was a good time.
Yes, very good time.
Okay, so the next one is best flight of 2024. And I know mine, but I think all yours were roughly the same, but you can elaborate.
Excuse me. I don't even know which flight was the best.
Like, yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure every flight you were on this year was Southwest, which is basic economy.
It was definitely Southwest. Yeah. Every time.
Mine was my Air France flight from Paris back to Phoenix, where I upgraded to business class. So I have a whole episode on it, if you want to go back and listen. But essentially, we had booked economy tickets from Paris direct to Phoenix. They have a new nonstop flight as of summer 2024. Thank you, Olympics. Hopefully it sticks. And we paid 20,000 points one way per person in economy. And I was traveling with my mom back from our girls' trip earlier last year. And I paid $900 to upgrade on the 11-hour flight to business class. And it was worth every cent that I paid. And it was, the only reason I was able to do that is because it was just me. If it had been all 5 of us, there's no way I would have paid $4,500 plus.
No way.
There probably wasn't 5 seats available for upgrades anyway. So, but that was by far my favorite flight. It was my first time in business class, and it was a really nice way to travel after running around Paris in the cold and rain for 3 days, plus Italy before that. Like, I know everyone talks about you should fly business class from the U.S. to Europe because it's an overnight flight and you can sleep. But I kind of prefer it the other way because you're awake for the entire flight, which means you get to enjoy it the entire time. And I did. I had all the coffees and hot chocolates and snacks and meals. And I watched like a 10-episode mini-series subtitled in English because it was in French. That was really good, actually. I have fond memories of that flight.
10 episodes is a lot.
Well, it was literally an 11-hour flight, and I was awake the whole time. So yeah, that would be my best flight. Okay, best overall vacation.
I mean, all of our vacations are pretty good until the kids get sick.
Oh God, the stress.
Again, it would have to be the Grand Cayman because it was just you and I.
Yeah, it was very relaxing.
Very relaxing.
It was the only trip of 2024 that felt like a vacation.
Yes, and if you didn't listen to the previous episode on it, we had only one thing planned.
Yeah.
And that was an excursion to the bioluminescence bay or whatever. So it was very relaxing, very needed. Yeah, low key.
Yeah. We literally ate food, sat on the beach, had some cocktails, ate some more food. I got a massage. Dwayne rode a jet ski.
Yeah.
We really didn't do much. It was very, very nice.
Watched some basketball games at the pool bar. It was a great time. I watched the Olympics at the bar. That's what it was. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite family vacation that we took?
Again, the Park Aviara, the time in California. We always have a good time in California. We
were there for 7 days or 7 nights, I think.
We love California, especially San Diego and Oceanside.
Well, remember we did Costa Rica.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Costa Rica.
And Kauai. Yeah. So do you have a favorite amongst those?
I mean, again, all our vacations are great. You plan them out well. But, Costa Rica, we had an unfortunate event where one of our kids had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then Kauai, our youngest one got sick. So you were in the hotel room for 2 days.
Yep.
While the boys and I just hung out at the pool and drove around around the island one day. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't know if a favorite, probably Costa Rica, because we've never been.
Yeah. I would say mine is probably also Costa Rica, but specifically the La Fortuna part of course Costa Rica, which we were there for 3 nights, and that like our son got sick
The first
in the beginning part,
yes.
which was we were in Manuel Antonio. So the La Fortuna part, I really enjoyed that. That was where we had the hot springs, and we stayed in an Airbnb that was inside a hotel. The hotel was called Los Lagos, which has a ton of hot springs. So we got to use their amenities for free. So hot springs and pools at no charge. They also had like obviously food, like restaurants and stuff that you could eat at. Obviously that's not free, but we enjoyed eating there a few days.
That property was also...
It was very nice.
Very nice, yep.
Yeah. Do you think there's an underrated or overrated place we stayed in 2024?
I don't think there's any overrated. I'm
going to give a hot take here, and maybe like before I say this, I just keep in mind that we had a sick kid on this trip, and it was incredibly stressful for me in particular. So I think the Grand Hyatt Kauai is a little overrated. A little. I think it's a great hotel for families, but it's it's not really near a lot of things. You have to do a lot of driving. And I just, like, if we were going to go back to Hawaii, I would go back to Maui.
Yeah, but, excuse me, Kauai, anywhere in Kauai, you have to drive.
I mean, I know.
I think your expectations were...
too high, maybe?
Yes.
That could be.
And the fact that Maui, everything was right there. Like,
yes.
I mean, except for the road to Hana, but we were in a vicinity where everything was nearby.
That's true, yeah.
But anywhere in Kauai, if you stay in...
You have to drive.
Yeah, you have to drive. You have to have a car.
The difference is when you drive in Maui, there's like, it's really beautiful. You're driving along the coast. The views are stunning. And when we were driving in Kauai, most of the time you're driving in the middle of the island. And so you're like, there's like cornfields and stuff.
And trees. And unique trees, though.
Yes. I mean, it's not ugly, certainly. But I think I was expecting Kauai to be my favorite Hawaiian island, and it is not so far. So
I think people that choose Kauai as their favorite island choose it because of it's less touristy than...
It is that. That's true.
A lot of the other islands.
Yep.
So.
That's true. Okay. Well, one last question. What trip are you most looking forward to in 2025? Or I guess maybe not a trip if there's something else. I don't know.
Oh, no, it's definitely a trip. It's back to the motherland, Japan.
Yes.
Super excited for that.
For those that don't know, or maybe our new listeners, Dwayne grew up in Japan. So his dad was in the army, and so he grew up on a military base right outside of Tokyo. And you were there from what age until you graduated high school?
From 87 to 99. So I graduated high school in 99. So 7 to 18.
Age 7 to 18, yeah. And you have like really fond memories of it.
Best times. Wouldn't change my childhood for
like
anything.
Describe in like a couple minutes, like what was it like growing up in Japan, in like near such a huge city?
I mean, it was great. The friendships I made there, I still have today. My best friend today is, someone I met in Japan. But I do regret not taking in the culture, because I was young and dumb and wanted to have fun instead of appreciate where it was that I was at.
Yeah, it's almost like you didn't appreciate it until you were gone, right?
Yeah. But just put it like this. I took Spanish in high school instead of Japanese.
But your parents...
Like an idiot.
Your parents would just... part of it was the time, right? It was the 90s. But also, Japan is a very safe country.
Super safe.
Your parents would just let you... Like, you would leave the house in the morning and you'd be gone all day.
All day. And they would have no idea where I was at. Because this was before pagers and cell phones. But I did have a cell phone at age, I was like 15, so that was like 95.
That's early for that time frame.
Well, that Japan was, 10 years ahead of the U.S. in technology.
So, so you would like go into Tokyo sometimes, right?
We'd go into Tokyo, take the train, and we would go and, other smaller cities like Machida. And, we would go to Yokohama. We would ride bikes everywhere. Yeah. It was a good time.
How old were you taking the train? Just like
13, 14, 15, 16,
It's just wild to me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I grew up in a very tiny town with literally one stoplight, population 600 people.
Yes. I've been there, and it was complete opposite end of the spectrum to what I was.
To what you grew up with. Yeah. That is, I'm also looking forward to Japan a lot.
But I mean, we're also going to Europe twice. It's also up there because I've never been to Europe, and we're going twice next year. So excited for that too.
Yeah. I'm also super excited for Japan. I think probably if I had to pick a trip I'm most looking forward to, it's the Christmas markets. Oh, by the way, we booked a trip to the Christmas markets in the last couple weeks for next beginning of December 2025. That was kind of impromptu and spur of the moment. And so all 5 of us are going. I think maybe we'll talk more about that in our next episode, because next week will be like a what's coming in 2025. But I think that's probably the one I'm looking forward to. I am also really looking forward to Japan though, because will be completely different from anything I've ever experienced before. And I'm really excited for all the food and all that fun stuff.
7-Eleven.
Yeah. It'll be nice to put Dwayne's been talking about Japan since we met, and that's been 13 years ago. So I'll be excited to finally get to experience it. So that'll be good. But since you said Japan, I'm not going to say that. And I will say Christmas markets. The Christmas markets have been on my list, my bucket travel list for years and years, a long time, right?
Very long.
Since way before we started using points and miles. It's just tricky because there's only a month-ish of the year where you can go to them. And I don't much enjoy traveling during the holidays because I like to decorate the house. And, we do fun holiday things on the weekends, like bake cookies and go see Christmas lights and all that. And that takes a lot of time. So I prefer not to travel during that time, but...
I mean, I'm just dreading the cold.
It's going to be cold.
Frigid temperatures.
Yeah, I'll be stockpiling warm weather gear for us over the next 10, 11 months. Yeah.
I mean, it's 50 degrees in Arizona right now. We're starting fires in our fireplace.
It's chilly. Okay. Well, good. I think we had a really good 2024.
Yes, we did. Very grateful for that.
Yeah. A lot of trips, a lot of memories made. But I think 2025 might be even better. We've got some big trips this year.
Yes.
We're really looking forward to it. We obviously will bring you along for all the trips we take and all the fun recaps that we talk about. So we will catch you in the next episode. And until then, hope you have a great new year.
Yes,
and
hopefully it's off to a great start.
Yeah. We'll catch you on the next one.
Have a good one.
Bye.